Hey guys, for those of you who wanted to join me live right at 10 a.m., I apologize. I am trying to get better and better at this. As you can tell, I've got my good lighting, got my background set up, but the ability to go live horizontally in landscape seems to be impossible on my phone because I'm not a big techie. But we are here. We are live on fedbyravensmedia.com, and I'm recording the Path Forward Utah podcast. And of course, we are talking about our little brother, Kyle Rittenhouse, and I'm really going to dive into the case, what I think, and how this case actually represents each of us as conservatives. On my laptop, right? Okay, we're back. We're back live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Path Forward Utah podcast. I am Ryan Woods, otherwise known as Lady Maga USA, that crazy drag artist you have probably seen somewhere, at a rally across the nation. I've spent the past 2.5 years traveling the country, attending rallies, Trump rallies, meetings, Republican events, dressed up in drag, which of course is a wig and a dress because nothing makes the left more angry. One. Two, I enjoy the theatricality of it all. I am not transgender and I do not claim to be a woman, but I love it. And three, I want to help awaken common sense gay and lesbian people to join us in the conservative movement and stand up for America. For those of you who would like to see me live on Facebook, you can just go on Facebook and go to Lady Maga USA. That's LADYMAGA USA on Facebook, and you can watch this live. And of course, always you can go to Path for America. That's path, the number 4america.com to see all of the other podcasts that we do here. We have a black podcaster, a Latino podcaster, a psychologist, a doctor actually, and other patriots who join this. And I do it on Tuesdays. So my goal is to go live with this podcast with all of you here on Facebook. And of course, live on fedbyravensmedia.com. So in the first segment, I was talking a little bit about censorship. And for those of you who don't know, Facebook is really taking their censorship and their regulation and their restriction of free speech to the next level. It's called Meta or Meta, I don't know, META, and they're bragging about how they're going to be stopping the false and dangerous speech online. Of course, that just means people who are vaccine skeptical. That means people who defended Kyle Rittenhouse, who were absolutely accurate and clear in the things that they shared. But Facebook put them on restrictions and took down their content. They said that, he had an illegal firearm, and as we have seen, he has been acquitted of those charges. So basically, Kyle, let's talk about our brother Kyle. Number one, I believe in the power of prayer. Please pray for this young man. Pray for his family, and pray that this jury will have the courage and the conviction to actually stand up for what is right. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Cori Bush, the representative in Congress who is talking about white supremacy, and how by calling everything white supremacist, we are diluting the idea of white supremacy. Just like the term racist now essentially means nothing because everything is racist, right? Butterflies are racist, kittens are racist, forks and knives, not eating with your fingers is racist, grammar is racist, mathematics, 2 + 2, of course, is white supremacy now. We know that, right? Grades are a symbol of white supremacy. So it's very interesting that Cori Bush, let me just pull this up. She has gone out and said that when she was at a Black Lives Matter peaceful protest, of course it was peaceful, right? She said that the people out there at the rally, there were white supremacists hiding in the bushes, ready to shoot them. When, of course, the real people who were committing violence were the protesters and the rioters and the looters. So this woman is out there sharing this. Let me just talk a little bit about her and the idea of white supremacy. So here is the bottom line. To claim that everything is because of white supremacy is, in fact, hurting Black people. Now, why is that true? Let's look at Lori Lightfoot's nightmare that is Chicago. Dozens and dozens of people are shot in Chicago every month. The statistics are alarming and they should be front page news, but they're not. And why is that? Little children are constantly caught in crossfire in areas such as Chicago, Baltimore, Detroit, inner city LA. These children are caught in crossfire. And these are Black children, okay? These are young, vulnerable Black people who are being shot, young people who have been coerced into joining a gang or becoming involved in drugs. These are people I personally care about. These are people that conservatives care about, but the left clearly doesn't care about them because their narrative is the greatest threat to Black Americans is white supremacy and, of course, the police. And although there are injustices involving the police for people of all races, I'm not saying the police are innocent. I'm not saying they get it right every time. But the amount of Black people who are shot and killed and maimed and paralyzed or caught in crossfire across this nation in a city like Chicago, that's the best example, are dying and the left does not care. If they truly cared about these people, they would not be claiming white supremacy. They would saying, what in the hell is going on in our inner cities? We have to save the lives of these young, vulnerable Black kids who are being killed and shot. So they don't care. So just remember, every time you see a powerful representative like Cori Bush going on the news, pushing the narrative that white supremacists were out to kill her and that racists and white people are the greatest threat, you have to remember that that is, in fact, incredibly racist and insensitive by not talking about the actual dangers that are facing especially young, vulnerable Black people across this nation. So just remember that the fake white supremacist narrative is very scary, and it's not something that we can overlook. It's very bad. I wanted to talk a little bit to you guys about how grateful I am for those of you listening to the Path Forward Utah podcast, and for those of you watching live on Facebook. I want you to know how grateful I am for each of you who actually takes the time to get to know me and listen. I have a lot of haters out there. And unfortunately, I have a substantial group of haters on the conservative side of things because I am a drag artist and I love to dress up and I love to have a good time. And I'm definitely not your cookie cutter, suit wearing, typical kind of guy. But I want to explain the importance of common sense gay and lesbian people, and even common sense transgender people. I want to talk about the importance of them leaving the radical LGBTQIA community. And this conversation, I hate to even address this because it's so disgusting and it's so offensive to even know that this is happening with the LGBTQIA plus community, and they claim that someone like me or the hundreds of thousands of other law-abiding, hardworking American gay and lesbian people somehow have something to do with their agenda. Disgusting topic, trigger warning. There is a viral video going around from some sort of queer, non-binary, gender-fluid person. I have no idea how this person identifies. Clearly, he is a biological man, as far as I can tell. But this person actually is at a university. I don't remember the university off the top of my head. But he is going around promoting this idea of an acronym called MAPS. M-A-P-S. So he's using this euphemism, literally going out there and saying that minor attracted people should be included in the conversations about LGBTQIA+. we all know exactly what he means by minor attracted person. That is someone under the age of 18 who is incapable of giving consent to basically everything. They can't get a tattoo. They can't. If they're under 16, they can't drive. So this is absolute insanity when someone in a position of power in a university is literally, oh my gosh, Penny Brown on Facebook just told me that there's billboards in LA to promote maps. Okay, you guys, honestly, like I'm super triggered by this. I cannot believe that this is happening. And so that is why people like me left the LGBTQIA plus community that is soon going to add a P or an MAP to their label. That is why I left. I left because they hate America. I left because they're promoting minor attracted persons. And I'm not alone. There are hundreds of thousands of upstanding, good gay and lesbian people, even transgender people, who are saying no to this. And, as far as I'm concerned, I am a member of the LGBT community. Let's go, Brandon, today. Seriously, let's go, Brandon, today. LGBT. Also, I literally identify with the LGBFJB community. LGBFJB. Let's go, Brandon. Joe Biden. That is the community that I identify with. I don't even like the acronym LGBT attached to my name. But I'll take LGBT before I will take LGBTQIA plus, MAP plus. You guys, how have we arrived at a point in our country where this is actually happening? And I'll just expose a little bit of the inner workings of conversations I have with leftists in this so-called LGBTQIA MAP predatory community. They are telling gay people like me that if I have a preference, I prefer men over women, that is in fact transphobic, and that I am supposed to be willing to date a trans man because as a gay man I'm supposed to be willing to date a trans man who has female genitalia. Like, this is the level of nonsense that they're going for. And of course, they don't like conversion therapy to try to make gay people straight, but they have no problem telling gay people that you are bad, you are wrong for simply being an old-fashioned gay person. And that's what kills me. That is conversion therapy in itself. So again, why do I do Lady Maga? Why do I dress up and parade myself in this flamboyant way? Why did I do it from the beginning? It was to say enough is enough with the LGBTQIA++ MAP community and show that we can be different, we can be fabulous, we can be artists, but we can also be patriots. We can also be gun owners. We can also defend our Constitution. We can also stand up for the religious freedom of everyone out there. I stand with my Christian brothers and sisters who believe homosexuality is a sin. I believe that their personal religious beliefs, their ceremonies within their churches do not have to accommodate my feelings. The only thing I ask in exchange is my secular American freedoms to live my life as I choose. And if someone doesn't believe in gay marriage is it's legal in America. And I have mixed feelings about the government being involved in marriages, period. I personally don't think that the government should have anything to do with it. It actually is pretty cynical when you look back at why the government got involved in our marriages. Part of it, they were racists who did not believe in interracial marriage, which is, of course, racist. I mean, if you're black and white, who cares? Get married. And of course, it's about taxes, it's about control. And so I'm so excited and proud of these kids here in Utah. I'm in touch with the girl who started this. She started the heterosexual marriage club at her school. She literally started a club. And she said, this is a club for people who believe in traditional marriage, It's a club to show the world that our beliefs do not make us bigots. And it's a club to help people come together who disagree. It is a harmless, amazing club. Of course, this girl is being attacked. She's a bigot. She hates LGBTQIA people. But guess what? In the privacy of her own spiritual journey, in the privacy of her church, in the privacy of a religious community, guess what? That's nobody's business. And I am not offended or hurt or harmed in any way, shape, or form by people who believe that traditional marriage is the ideal. That being said, certain radicals out there who hate me a lot, people like the rapper Bryson Gray. I love his music. I think he's a very popular Make America Great Again rap star. His music is great. He has a great message. But people like Bryson don't actually believe in my American secular freedoms to be gay and to be a drag artist and dress up. They actually believe that it should be illegal. And that's where I take issue. We have to have tolerance. We have to protect religious freedoms, but we also have to use our common sense and realize that we're not going to agree on everything. And freedom is freedom. And of course, that means extending freedom to people with whom you disagree, you know? And I've gone on a lot of debates with the Westboro Baptist Church and people who say I'm going to hell and I'm a sinner. And they claim, and even Bryson Gray claims, that I'm trying to shut them down or get them deplatformed. Honey, no, I am not. Because as soon as I try to shut down the free speech of someone else, I am in fact attacking my own speech. And freedom is freedom. And the price of free speech, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news, this just in, the price of free speech is being offended sometimes. Can you handle it? Can you handle being offended? Can you handle getting your feelings hurt? Can you handle somebody saying something absolutely disgusting? I mean, even this horrible person out there promoting the MAP acronym, what he is promoting is evil, beyond evil, but I would defend his free speech to go out there and expose what he is. Because in theory, the beauty of free speech is terrible ideas come up to the surface. Horrible ideas, like these evil people saying MAP, blah. And guess what? The best solution to terrible speech and evil speech is more speech. Get out there and say something. Get out there and counteract their evil ideas. But if we don't believe in the fundamental right of anybody to say pretty much anything except I'm going to kill you or whatever, they can't go out and directly threaten somebody's life, then we silence the speech of everybody. So I defend, and I would defend to the death, the free speech of anybody with whom I disagree. The injustice of our modern Gestapo 1984 culture is that we are not given the freedom to give rebuttals, to debate, to share our points of view. And of course, we've seen that across social media. We saw it with President Donald Trump kicked off of Twitter. So the sad reality is that it is not a fair marketplace of ideas. And people like me who get a warning every time I come on Facebook right now. By the way, you guys, please email admin, ADMIN, at ladymagausa.com, subject add me. Because every time I log on to Facebook now, I get a little red warning from their new Meta system that says my account is flagged. I cannot find out why my account is flagged. They show me one violation, but it just says decision made. I cannot see the post where I allegedly violated speech. So that's why I do what I do, because we are in danger. This person, these LGBTQIA plus literal perverts out there promoting the worst of the most evil things in the world, they have a platform. They're not going to be taken down. People like Cori Bush, claiming white supremacy and lying, saying that white supremacists are hiding in the hills. The Hatfields and the McCoys are hiding in the hills. They want to shoot me. No, they don't. You're in the middle of a riot. Girl, you're in the middle of a Black Lives Matter Antifa riot where people are looting, shooting, killing, carrying guns, and terrorizing your community. And you're claiming that the Hatfields and the McCoys in Trump hats are behind a hill ready to shoot you. You are a liar, right up there with Jussie Smollett. If you had proof of this, if there was a video of this, then maybe we could believe you. So that's pushing the false narrative. There's so many things I want to jump into, but I do want to talk a little bit about our brother Kyle. And I've been tweeting this, I've been making videos. Pray for our little brother Kyle. You know why? Because this kid is you and he is me. He literally is you and me. Why? Because I grew up in a town that is roughly the size of Kenosha. And if there had been a shooting in my community and a black person was shot, a black person carrying a knife, threatening police officers was shot. Side note, this could have happened anywhere. This could have happened in any of our communities across the United States. So if the National Guard is not called in, when your city is being burned to the ground, when windows are being smashed, here in Salt Lake City, police cars are flipped over and burned as they start fires in front of our state capitol and put graffiti all over our state capitol, terrorizing our community. If the National Guard is not called in and the police stand down and allow this terrorism to happen, what would you do? Honey, what would you do? Let's say you're like Kyle Rittenhouse, okay? Your community's burning. Police are doing nothing. These terrorists are getting away with whatever they want to do. What would you do? We all know what we would do, especially if you support the Second Amendment and you are a responsible gun owner. We would have to, so to speak, take matters into our own hands. Now, I'm not advocating going out there and being a vigilante and looking for trouble, which is what they accuse Kyle of. But I am saying that Kyle represents you and he represents me. He represents you as a parent, as a mother, as a father. This case is not just about our little brother Kyle. This case is about our right to self-defense. This kid was attacked. He was kicked. He was hit in the head with a skateboard. He was under threat by someone carrying a gun. Let's talk a little bit about these heroes. I don't know. Hey, Brian, I can't see you on the screen, so I'm going to need to see you for the countdown. So, total or until the next break? Total. You guys, I only have 3 minutes left, so I'm going to continue on Facebook Live. This podcast goes by so fast, which is great because we have so much to talk about. Just so you know, Anthony Huber, okay, one of the men who was shot by Kyle, was convicted of strangulation and suffocation. I'm not advocating going out and killing criminals. What I'm saying is we should not canonize and worship evil people. And there are paintings circulating with pictures of, Gage Paul and Joseph Rosenbaum and this wonderful man, Anthony Huber. What did Joseph Rosenbaum do? He's literally a infected and convicted. Hey, that's kind of a good word, convicted and infected all at once, because that's what he is. He is a predator. He has been charged and found guilty of child abuse. Child abuse that is so heinous, I don't want to talk about it out loud. The most unimaginable rape that could possibly happen. This man was convicted of it. I'm not celebrating his death. I'm not celebrating that. What I am saying is that a person such as Rosenbaum should not be put forth as a victim. He should not be put forth as a hero. And before you know it, there's going to be a statue of these guys next to the statues of George Floyd, who, of course, held a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach and was a repeated dangerous criminal. And obviously, I've said a lot of stuff during this live video that probably could get me taken down. So please try to stay in touch with me. So we got about 1 minute left on this live podcast, the Path Forward Utah podcast. Please visit Path for America, PATH, the number 4, America.com, and you can find all the episodes on here. Please visit Fed by Ravens Media. LGBTQIA.com. That is where these podcasts are broadcast live. And of course, please visit Brixton's Baked Potato Cafe in Ogden, Utah. I believe they also sell their sauces online. So you guys, please visit ladymagausa.com. Contribute to my work if you believe in what I'm saying. And you'll hear from me next Tuesday here on the Path Forward Utah podcast. God bless you. Pray for Kyle. All right. Thank you, Brian. Now we can push this over here. All right. Love you, brother. Thank you. Okay. Whew. Okay. Leave meeting. All right. So we did our live podcast on there. I actually don't have a microphone hooked up to my phone on Facebook. Like I said, I am in the process of taking my activism to the next level. I'm not a techie. I'm not a media marketing expert. You know, I'm not even an expert on how to do landscape live broadcasts. So I'm learning as I go. But you guys, this episode and this video, as you can tell, I'm very, very passionate about the things I've talked about. Kyle and this LGBTQIA++ map, evil garbage that is going on. I'm infuriated, I'm angry, and it actually makes me more determined to keep going no matter what. Lots of you guys, you know, you've been messaging me and you're curious what's happening. You know, I was fired from Delta Airlines. And that is something I can't really talk about right now, except to tell you that, well, how do I put this? That, you know, it's an ongoing story. Let's just put it that way. So I'm not giving detailed updates on that because it's an ongoing story. That's what I can say. Also, people have asked why you don't just apply to another airline, and here's why. Because pretty much every single airline has gone super woke. No, Terry Ann, Southwest is woke as well. We love their pilots. But major corporations today, to me, they pose a threat and they pose a danger to your autonomy and to your ability to actually live your life as you choose, exercise your free speech, and do what you need to do in your life. Any major corporation scares me at this point because I believe the heads of all corporations, apart from a few like, you know, In-N-Out Burger or maybe, not Popeyes, what's the other one? Chicken place. I'm drawing a blank. Chick-fil-A. Yeah, so there are some companies out there that are great. But my goal going forward is to remain as autonomous and independent as possible. That's why I've chosen to clean houses, deliver groceries, and of course, I do want to make Lady Maga USA financially sustainable. I want to do broadcasts like this, and hopefully I'm going to look back on this little humble video and this humble little setup and say, thank goodness I didn't give up, because I would love to broadcast live, stream it, make money off of it, of course, so that it's financially sustainable, and of course bring in fascinating guests and learn how to like throw images up on the screen and, you know, all that professional stuff. But it takes time, it takes motivation, and it takes a lot of work and energy. So before I go, I want to thank each and every one of you who watched this. If you believe what I talked about in this episode is critical and important, and you want to elevate a common sense gay man who is, I feel like Kamala Harris, a common sense gay man challenges. Can I do my Kamala Harris impression real quick? We, the American people, families, those who are in communities, are facing issues. We have challenges that must be met. The American people are looking forward. She says nothing. It cracks me up. So, what was I just talking about? I was going to say before I go, if any of you watching right now would like to ask any questions, let's just open it up for some random questions, because I am live and I've got the phone a little closer to me today so that I can actually see your comments. So before I go, ask a couple questions. Again, you guys, simply by talking about Kyle, the Second Amendment, George Floyd, the MAP sickos out there. I could be kicked off of Facebook at any time. So please email me, admin@ladymagausa.com. I know I keep saying that, but it's the only way we're going to stay in touch if and when they actually do kick me off of Facebook like they did Instagram. I lost 15,000 followers with an average of 5 to 10,000 views on every video. Gone. All those people just gone. The messages, all of it gone. So that's why I'm trying to have a backup. And if you are like legitimately with me in what I do, you'll email me, and that gives me hope that the real friends are going to email me, admin@ladymagausa.com, subject add me. So somebody asked the question, how did you get to be so awesome? Penny, you're so silly. I don't know if I'm awesome, but I do know that I was raised by some phenomenal people. Dad and mom, they're both in heaven. I was taught, I'm an Eagle Scout. I was taught to, oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so my dad, I asked him to let me know he's with me, and I asked him for a specific symbol. And it's an American flag on the ground that needs to be picked up. And the very day that I prayed to him to do that, I went up to my balcony, and the American flag that was on my mailbox had fallen on the ground. Kid you not. That's the symbol. And I just mentioned my dad in heaven, and my American flag that was securely put right here by my Eagle Scout stuff literally fell on the ground. And of course I had to pick it up, which of course is a reminder to always watch out for the American flag and respect it. So that's pretty cool, isn't that? Yeah, I kind of got chills there. And I asked my mom to send me the number 33. Not because of masonry or anything like that, but just because when I was 33, it was a very special time, and it represents alignment, and Jesus was 33 when he died, and there's just a lot of really cool stuff. So yeah, Mickey Horn, isn't that crazy? Literally, I never bring up my dad. We had our issues and stuff, but as soon as I brought him up, the American flag fell. It didn't fall at the beginning of this video. It fell as soon as, oh my gosh. Ooh, that's so cool, It's harder for me to believe that that was just a weird coincidence than it is to believe that it was real. It would take me more faith and more brainwashing to believe, oh, that's just a coincidence, than it does to believe it's real. So that's why I'm still a man of faith. That's why I pray. Okay, I'll pray to Jesus. And I just refuse to give up on that. So you ask how I'm so awesome? That's how. I grew up Mormon. Served a Mormon mission in France, worked my butt off for 2 years. I've always been different and an outcast and bullied in school. Really bad, like eggs smashed on my head and humiliating things, but it made me stronger. So that's kind of how I became the person that I am today. Lisa, right? Goosebumps. What a little special moment. As much as I hate Facebook and as much as they're flagging me and getting ready to completely deplatform me, I love that we are connecting right now. So let's seize the moment. And Penny Brown, I would have fought off your bullies with you. I guess I'll conclude with a little bullying story. So I walked to and from school. Oh my gosh, simpler times. I was a little kid who walked to school with my best friend. Sometimes I would walk alone. One time a van pulled up next to me though, and I had seen the Casey, whatever her name is, who was kidnapped, and I ran like the Dickens. But anyway, I would always be afraid to walk home because the 7th graders would come from a nearby junior high, and they would taunt me on their bikes. And a couple times they actually brought eggs and they smashed them on my head. I was covered in eggs. And then my friend who used to walk to school with me, she wouldn't walk with me anymore because she was afraid of them. So I think that bullying definitely is a problem. But even more than bullying, I think the problem truly is a victim mentality. I think it's more dangerous to raise a child with a victim mentality than it is to teach them, you know what? Let's talk about those bullies. What are you going to say when they pull up on their bikes? How are you going to fight back? Let's go to the school, get their names, and in today's world, take a picture and a video of what they're doing, get them in trouble so that it ends. But you are not a victim, sweetheart. You are different, and I was so different. I had like I had like a little mullet type situation going on. And I was in all the plays and the shows and the show choirs and, you know, singing and dancing and tap dancing and all of it. So I really was just like this little flamer kid. But yeah, I dealt with bullying. So that made me stronger. I know what it feels like to be the underdog. And that is why I do have pity for the LGBTQ youth who feel victimized and who, you know, maybe they have been mistreated. I know it happens. Recently in my family, there was some trans type kid who was wearing dresses or whatever to school, and some kids decided to deface his car and put eggs all over his car. Terrible. Guess what? My Mormon nephew and his friends went and cleaned up his car before anybody could see it. So, right, bigoted right-wing kids. Who knows who did that to this poor kid's car? But, you know, bullying does happen. But the narrative of bullying has gone too far because they're considering things that are not bullying, like misgendering and things. So, yeah, Mickey, look at me now and what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm pretty lost right now. Just, I've gone from a place of deep depression and grief and disappointment in losing my career in the airline industry to sort of not an apathetic place, but a place of neutrality, just riding the roller coaster, just doing my best, taking baby steps, and looking forward with hope that big breaks will come. You know, collaborations or opportunities to broadcast, opportunities as Lady Maga or myself, friends who I haven't met yet, and of course the ongoing story with Delta. I have great hopes that justice will be served eventually. So anyway, you guys, I love you so much, and I know I rambled here at the end and the video ended up very long, but the first 30 minutes or so are critical to what I want to get out there. So please share this video. Thank you for watching. I love you guys, and go out there and be happy. And remember, watch for signs. Ask for signs from God. That's so crazy, you guys. Right when I mentioned my dad, the flag fell on the floor. And I was crying one day and I asked him, send me a sign when you're there. Send me a sign. And I want a specific sign. A flag on the ground that reminds me to pick it up. This fell as soon as I said that. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so Terry Ann, you are welcome. Penny Brown, love ya. Joe Garver, Katie Nunes Hansen, all of you guys, I'll post this and you can watch it if you are just now joining me. What an adventure. I'm gonna try to figure out how to go live horizontally because I have the whole set. Everything's all beautiful, and vertical just doesn't look as professional in my opinion. So yes, Lisa, asking you receive. You guys pray for Kyle. I'm on pins and needles waiting to see what happens. I really hope I'm going to be rejoicing very soon for our little brother, Kyle. Okay, I love you guys so much. God bless you, and thank you for watching. And Suzanne Monk! Ah! My hero, Suzanne, who sang the national anthem, but she didn't get a video, which really pisses me off because I want to see you sing the national anthem. Loser, how could you do that and tell us that you did that and you didn't even share a video? I still love you, Suzanne. You're one of my best friends I've ever known. My sister. That's why I love the Patriot community. We've only known each other for what, just over a year and a half? But we are connected more than most of my blood family. Not gonna badmouth them, but that's okay. All right, I love you guys so much. I really have to go because I got a house to clean. Yay! A new client. And I just get my little basket, my spray, and my sponges, and get out there and clean. I hate it. I totally hate it. But I love autonomy more than I love security. And I'm entering a new phase of life where, you know, it's up to me. It's not up to a corporation to give me my regular paycheck and just, you know, 401k and all that security. Like I said, I grieved it for so long. But now I'm entering a plateau where it's like I'm accepting the fact that it's up to me. I'm going to have to figure this out on my own. And it's terrifying and it's horrifying and I cry and I'm angry. But I would rather clean houses and scrub toilets than be beholden to an evil globalist corporation, honey. Because I got some friends and I've lost a lot of respect for them. They're in a certain industry where they need to speak out. They have the truth. And they're not saying anything because they value security more than they value integrity and patriotism. And the sad thing is, in the end, the more people who adopt that attitude are going to pay the consequences, irregardless of whether or not they enjoy the security right now. You guys know what I mean? So, what? Suzanne said, you are a mite ant moving rubber tree plants. A mighty ant? Thank you. Ants are skinny. I very carefully positioned this so my head looked a little bigger than my body because I'm very ashamed of my eating, emotional eating. I have gained so much weight. I've never been this heavy and it really hurts because I like to look like Barbie when I'm Lady Gaga. But Elizabeth, Pilates instructor, no. Pilates, as wonderful and effective as it is, I find it almost like being tortured and very boring. I was a yoga instructor for a long time. I do enjoy yoga, but I don't know. You guys, I gotta go because I gotta get ready to go clean a house. So I love you guys so much. And Terry Ann, I helped my mother clean houses to pay for her horse's boarding. I loved it. More than cleaning my own house. Well, I can't say I love it. My knees hurt and my back hurts and it's really hard. But it's worth it. Worth it. They can take what they want from me, but they can't take away my dignity because the greatest, too low, love of all is happening to me. Learning to love yourself. It is the greatest love of all. Boom, boom. The greatest love of all. I think you guys can tell that I had 2 cups of coffee right before I did this. Also, I mean, I'm totally rambling here at the end, but I get lonely sometimes, and you guys are amazing friends, and you uplift me, and just knowing that you're here brings me a lot of joy. So thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. All right, you guys, watch for signs, say your prayers, pray for Kyle. Please support my work at ladymagausa.com. You can go to donate, sign up for whatever you want every month through my little PayPal. And please email me, admin@ladymagausa.com. Subject, add me, so that once I get my in order, we'll have a newsletter and all kinds of fun stuff, and we'll be our own little clique. Okay? I love you guys so much.